He's relived this day 139 times, remembering every single detail of it perfectly and clearly. There is absolutely no time to rest at all. Assassins are already here, right in his room, poised and ready to strike. He tried to dodge, faced the blade. He sat, bent low, evading a second attack, then stood to avoid another strike. He knew all the assassin's moves inside and out, and he simply toyed with him using just a t-shirt. Lock the opponent's arm and take them down in one motion, just enough time in those 6 seconds to brew a coffee, take a few sips, and throw it in the face of the assassin as they stand up. Next, deal with the helicopter. The second gunman will very quickly unleash a Gatling gun in mere seconds, riddling the room. The soldier, hiding carefully behind a pillar, takes out the first killer in the initial burst. After 8 seconds, the Gatling gun briefly cooled. The soldier seized the opportunity, throwing a weapon, eliminating the second assassin. The Gatling gun malfunctioned, bullets strayed. The trajectory shifted right gradually. He moved, dodging all fire. He still doesn't know precisely why he's being hunted, only that a helicopter will crash into the building in 7 seconds, and a propeller will land very nearby in just 11 seconds, coming incredibly close to him at that moment. He quickly dressed, leaped from the high rise, and landed perfectly on a passing garbage truck. Previously, he had failed to land the jump 22 times, and once was run over by a truck. After landing, he dashed to the roadside and hijacked a sports car. Each time he stole a car, the man yelled the same phrase.
His glass is shattered by debris.
Hands off. He had to get out of there fast. The third set of assassin sisters would be arriving soon, and they weren't the only killers on his trail. That day alone, he faced 7 waves of attacks, was killed twice by otherworldly assassins, betrayed to death 3 times by his half-brother, and repeatedly cut down 8 times by a longsword-wielding female assassin. He successfully killed all other assassins, except for the katana-wielding woman, who was formidable and elusive. She struck with deadly precision, delivering fatal blows. Though he evaded her strikes, he never pondered the cause of the loop, entering a bar, ordering strong liquor, and drinking it down. He struggled fiercely against fate, but countless assassins relentlessly hunted him. He ultimately succumbed at precisely 12:47 p.m. Eventually, he gave up resisting. He strongly suspected his ex-wife was deeply behind Glory's recent troubles, possibly even the root cause. The day before, she'd visited, a top physicist asking for a favor from him, subtly and quietly snipping a lock of his hair, and further urging him to stay positive and hopeful for the future. Afterwards, he called his ex-wife again, but the shady boss answered, saying she was already dead, and he was definitely next in line. Woke up to the same morning again, and was chased again, facing the relentless cycle. No matter how well hidden, he could never escape 12:47. The soldier gave up resisting and spent more time with his child, using his endless respawns to cherish every single moment very fully. Father and son enjoyed themselves at the arcade until he glanced at his watch and saw it was 12:50 p.m., 3 minutes later than ever before. He instantly realized something. A locator was planted on his body. The basement's brief signal interruption was the only reason the tracking assassins momentarily lost him. Just as he realized all of the assassins had gathered and reported in, Big Ben tightly embraced his child, seeing pure love in the child's eyes. Facing death this time, he felt warmth. In his 146th rebirth, he subdued the assassin, demanding the tracker location, but the killer remained tight-lipped, refusing information. Forced to seek answers from an old security guard friend, he learned the dental implant room was the spot for trackers. A chilling realization hit him. He just had implants the day before. Rushing to the bathroom, he endured pain as he pried out each tooth, fueled by alcohol. Finally, he discovered the tracker inside a tooth. He used the locator to set a trap, luring assassins in, taking them out one by one, eliminating all the killers, then confidently venturing solo into the final base. He drove right up to the base's outer wall, flooring the gas pedal. The second bin drove straight through, while dozens of security guards were stationed in the courtyard. Bin had already dismounted and hid nearby, detonating the bomb and taking out a security team. Unbeknownst to me, the security captain was lurking close by. Failed attempt, must respawn. Initiating the third base challenge, Big Ben preemptively eliminates his half-brother. Donning the deceased's clothes and impersonating him, he infiltrates the base using the stolen ID card. Entering the elevator and swiping the card to ascend, the system denies access. Security personnel immediately open fire, killing him. Fourth restart of the challenge. He eliminates the guards at the entrance, steps out of the elevator to find dozens of guns trained on him. Big Ben. Helpless, the soldier ended his life to be reborn. It wasn't until the fifth guard was dealt with that I realized the elevator had cameras, explaining the ambush at the entrance. Reborn for the 6th time, the soldier disguised himself as a base soldier and finally arrived at the base hall. There, the formidable swordswoman awaited, initiating a fateful showdown of pistol versus traditional katana. The outcome was inevitable. They say a pistol has the advantage within 10 steps.
Okay, one more time. The 151st respawn has finally stocked up on ammo, no longer fearing the opponent.
Unexpectedly, the sword-wielding woman was agile, her movements unpredictable, and gunfire missed. She sliced his gun in half, leading to soldier's decapitation and defeat. In his 152nd reincarnation, the soldier sprayed the katana-wielding woman with his machine gun, but she dodged every bullet with incredible ease. He was fatally stabbed in the abdomen. In his 153rd resurrection, he used a rifle to face the katana-wielding woman, still couldn't land a hit, and met a gruesome end. One laments how unfair fate can be. After dying over 20 times, the soldier realized guns were simply no match for the katana-wielding woman. So, he sought a swordmaster and dedicated himself to learning swordsmanship. Initially, master and apprentice simulated weapon combat unarmed, the soldier took a beating, unable to fight back. After sword practice, he committed suicide, initiating rebirth. He continued to learn diligently under the master. Day after day, his swordsmanship improved, and he could spar with the master using wooden swords. But each time, despite trials, defeats persisted. Through dedicated effort, he grasped swordsmanship's core. His aura grew stronger. After rebirths and training, he triumphed over the swordmaster within 7 strikes using a real sword. The soldier returned to base and faced his nemesis, Long Knife. He grabbed a sword from the wall and charged. An epic showdown began. Long Knife leaped, rushing towards the soldier. Now, with masterful swordsmanship, Da Bing very swiftly weakens his opponent. As they re-engage in close combat, Da Bing, sword in hand, calmly and effortlessly deflects each fierce attack. He had now achieved the ultimate unity of man and sword, truly becoming a blade, its sharpness concealed within, the sword in his hand completely one with his mind. No one could easily defeat him now. Even if his sword slipped, Da Bing could still dodge the enemy's weapon very quickly, and kill the swordswoman with absolute and ruthless ease. The old villain, rising from behind the scenes rather quickly, was easily and quickly defeated by Da Bing with quite relative ease. In agonizing pain, the old man understood Da Bing's strength, convinced it was orchestrated by Da Bing's latent period. Before death, he activated the Infinite Reincarnation System, a device he intended to dominate the world. To thwart the old man's nefarious ambitions, his ex-wife chose to let Da Bing become the experimental subject. The enraged boss revealed the truth. He sent assassins after his own son, and the child is likely already dead. Da Bing dealt with the wicked old man on the spot and sped off to find his child, only to discover their lifeless body. Da Bing was devastated. Then, the overloaded reincarnation system malfunctioned, unleashing a massive monster. The entire district was obliterated in the explosions. Trapped again in an endless time loop, Soldier is consumed by guilt and regret. Despite countless rebirths and desperate fights against fate, he still fails to save his wife and children. Completely giving up, he let the top assassin end his life at will, falling into an infinite loop once, twice, thrice, 4 times. After countless deaths, the soldier resolved to rally, refusing to wallow, determined to rewrite the ending with this rebirth. The soldier scrambled into the chopper, forcing the pilot to fly full speed to the enemy base. Arrived at the base perimeter at 7:10 a.m. At 7:12 a.m., cleared assassins with the Gatling, securing the entrance, cutting off their route, ensuring my son's safety. He exuded an aura of invincibility, dispatching the minions swiftly and efficiently. Truly, intervening quickly before his predecessor could harm his ex-wife, he seized total control. The hero defied fate, completely averting tragedy and reuniting with her in a heartfelt embrace. Their ordeal, however, was still far from over. The time machine is set to explode very soon. His ex-wife reveals she desperately wants to prevent the disaster. The soldier must merge with the machine, a fate even she can't foresee. But to protect everyone he cherished, even if it meant losing any chance of rebirth, and no more restarts in his remaining life, he still selflessly chose to sacrifice himself. The entire story officially comes to an end here.